From the back for the attack release, it is Dawkins with Burning Like a Flame. Just call me Chris. Just call me Chris.
That's right. Because I wasn't burning like a flame, though. I was burning like a steak.
Right.
Done.
Our love sizzling like a steak.
Right.
Speaking of sizzling like a steak.
Yes.
Did you ever see that movie with James Woods, John Carpenter movie just called Vampires?
No.
You got Amazon Prime, right?
I do have Amazon Prime.
Watch it on Amazon Prime. It's one of the free movies this month.
Is it a fucked up one?
And that's good. It's a really good movie. If you've never seen it, you would believe vampires existed.
Oh, no kidding.
It's done so well that James Woods is a vampire hunter.
Okay.
He's commissioned by the Catholic Church,
right,
to rid the world of vampires.
Okay.
And Alec Baldwin, or is it Alec? I think it's Billy Baldwin. Alec. Is it Alec Baldwin? I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
One of the Baldwin guys.
Okay. He's
part of this movie as well.
All right.
Anyway, you would think that vampires exist because they do it so well that they basically hunt vampires in like the southwestern states like New Mexico and Arizona.
Okay.
And they find all these old, abandoned houses and whatnot.
Right.
And they find these nests of vampires.
Oh, nice.
It's actually really good. It's it's free on Amazon Prime. I own it on DVD.
Of course you do.
But I noticed it was free on Amazon Prime this month, and I watched it today.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And they basically harpoon these vampires.
Okay.
And they have this winch on the front of they're all set up. They've got who's in this movie?
Who?
Is Bobby from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, what's his name? Mark something.
Yeah, he's in this movie.
Right.
And he gets chopped in half by a vampire. Vampire sticks his hand right into his chest and then rips him in half.
Nice.
But it's really good. It's a very well done movie.
Mark Boone Jr.
Yeah, he's in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, Heather Graham is in the movie as well, I think.
She naked?
No, I don't think she's naked.
What?
Yeah.
Then it wasn't Heather Graham.
She's got to be naked.
She's naked in every movie.
Sure.
What happened to Heather Graham? Is she still even an actress?
I don't know. Her last big movie was Hangover.
I mean, she was in everything for a minute. Her and Cameron Diaz.
Right.
And boy, they both went away fast.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz, I think the last big movie she was in was Bad Teacher.
Yeah, but she got ugly fast.
Yeah, she hit the wall.
Yeah, she hit the wall. You know who did not hit the wall but fucking disappeared too? Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in everything.
Yeah,
and
she's
hot as fuck.
Yeah, she's like 60 now.
Still hot as fuck.
Yeah, she's still pretty good looking.
I mean, she's an attractive 60.
Yeah.
She's a gilf I would like to gilf on.
You'd like to gilf on her.
Like that gilf on her.
Right. So, if you get a chance, if any of you have Amazon Prime, if you've never seen it before, it's just called Vampires. It features James Woods.
Yeah. Do you use Amazon Music at all with your Prime?
Sometimes I do.
Dude, I don't know if you've noticed it or not, and I know we're going all over the place, but I only discovered this recently. Do you realize how much free music there is out there?
There's a shit ton on there. But the thing is since our good friend Mr. Batista sent us the free Spotify, I use that on my iPhone all the time, and I don't listen to commercial radio in the car.
Yeah,
I'm always listening to Spotify because I got it plugged into my stereo system in my car, and that's all I listen to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I listen to Spotify and I listen to Amazon. I listen to Amazon. If I had a choice, I'd listen to Amazon all the time just because it's my music.
Right.
And I can make my own playlists and whatever. And it's easy. And I guess you could in Spotify as well, but Amazon is obviously my own stuff that I've uploaded. But Amazon doesn't stay connected in the car for shit.
No, Spotify never cuts out.
Never
have a problem with Spotify.
Yeah, and I mean, that's when I'm driving through the mountains going back and forth between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I listen to Spotify quite a bit. That's when I give it a good listen.
Sure.
I like the Spotify, don't get me wrong.
Love the Spotify, man. I listen to it every day.
Our friend Michael Amatista, he hooked us up.
He did for 3 years in a row.
Years in a row, and he told me with this one, he said, I'm gonna keep extending it as long as I'm at Spotify.
That's nice. I love it.
Thank you, buddy. Did you ever send him a shirt?
I did. I didn't send him a shirt. I did send him a thank you, but I will send him a shirt if he wants one.
I will get his address. I don't even think he gets a choice. He can give it away if he doesn't want it, but that guy deserves a shirt.
No shit. 3 years in a row.
3 years we've had unlimited premium.
Yeah.
The highest level of access.
Because I sent him a note, thanking him, and he's like, I got to keep my metal brothers hooked up.
Yeah, well, that's what he was telling me one day that, him and I, we message a little bit on Facebook, and he was telling me that, what's his name? Chris Adler from Lamb of God and now Megadeth was in the Spotify offices.
Sure.
And he said that was a rarity because most of the time the only people that come through there are the faggot pop people that, that's my term, by the way, not his.
Right.
He said that's all he ever sees is the pop stars come through and never any metal people. And he was like stunned that an actual metal person came into Spotify's offices for a rare minute.
Nice.
Sounds like a cool gig, though. That's got to be a cool gig, don't you think?
Yeah. Listen, dude, I love the Spotify. Like I said, I listen to it. I don't think a day. I was playing it before the show.
Sure.
So I listen to Spotify every day.
Sure. Now, I'm curious just because I see it every week, and this week I saw it from Burton from Fear Factory. A lot of musicians hate the Spotify.
Well, I can understand.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like giving their product away for nothing.
Yeah, they say that, he and his bitch was, he wasn't even bitching about himself as much as he was, some of these guys that have like 150 million plays on one of their songs and that's worth like $1,000 or something. And then, dude, it's a hard road, man, because I don't know. I mean, what I think is hard to determine for guys like you and I is if people do discover new music and buy it with Spotify. Because I don't know what you listen to. I know what I listen to on Spotify is almost never new stuff.
Yeah, I listen to all the classic stuff.
Yeah, it's and usually it's stuff that I already have bought. It's stuff that I already own, but I like. I mean, do you I don't know. I can't think of. I know you have a huge collection like I do, but do you go out of your way to listen to something that maybe, or look it up, something that maybe you used to have but you don't have anymore?
No, see, I have everything I've ever bought.
Yeah, you don't trade anything.
Nothing. I still have every record I've ever bought from my teenage years. Every single one.
Right. Well, okay. Well, what about maybe like a band that you didn't buy back in the day?
Do I check them out?
Would you go and listen to, I don't know, Extreme, 3 Sides to Every Story? I'm going to assume you don't have that in the catalog.
Well, I do have that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
I didn't think you liked Extreme.
I'm not a fan, but I had it for the show.
Right.
I bought a lot of stuff, but before digital downloads were available.
Right.
Doing the show that I started the show in 96.
Right.
And there was a lot of stuff in my catalog I did not own as a favorite, but I went out and bought it for the show.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I had that deal with Digital Days.
Right.
And I purchased a lot of CDs through, probably the first 5 to 6 years of the show. I literally purchased probably a couple hundred CDs.
I know you were always coming in with new shit.
Yeah, I did. And whether I was a fan or not, I bought it for the fans because people would email me or call and say, hey, I'd like to hear such and such.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have it, I would go out and get it. You know, and I would go, well, this is going to come in handy. Somebody's going to ask for this somewhere down the road. So I invested in that.
Right.
But with the digital download stuff and Spotify and whatnot, obviously, we get a lot of new stuff all the time.
Sure, we get
that. But I don't go out buying CDs anymore.
No, of course not, because you got everything that you want. Right?
Pretty much, yes, I do. Yes.
And let's just maybe I'll find a different example. I know you sort of like Ed Guy as a
I do. Band, yeah, right? As a band, yes.
But they're not like a favorite. I don't think you could name 10 Ed Guy songs.
No, could I name the songs? No.
I mean, if it's on, you'd be like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." You know, would you if I said to you, like, you have probably 5 Ed Guy records, I'm going to guess.
At least.
Okay, if I said to you, well, there's an Ed Guy record that you don't have, would you use Spotify to go listen to it?
Yeah, I would. I would go check it out.
You wouldn't just go and buy it blindly?
No, I would go check it out.
Okay. That's. I'm just curious if people do that. You know, I mean, I don't understand how anybody still listens to the radio, personally.
Yeah, well, see, I don't listen to commercial radio aside from talk radio, and even that's a rarity these days.
Do you think people listen to, like, regular radio in the car now still? Do you think it's still overwhelmingly the majority?
It's hard to say. I do know, well, I'm just going to talk about the people that I work with.
Yeah.
I do have people who the only thing they know is the hits off of radio, and they still listen to very specific radio stations.
So they don't load their car up with discs or anything.
Absolutely not.
They just go and turn on their car, and it's fucking Wacky Bob and Billy Jim in the morning.
Yeah, well, whatever it is that they're listening to, because of doing this show, and I do bring it up periodically just in conversation.
Sure.
I get the deer in the headlights look.
Oh, because they have no clue.
No idea what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know, because they're still stuck in the 70s and the 80s.
Right.
And that's all they know. That's all they know.
They're still listening to Jamie's crying.
Well, that's funny you should mention that, because it's either because I do have a coworker who brings in a radio on specific days, mostly on Fridays.
Okay.
Where the local radio station is going to have Zeppelin all day.
Okay.
You know, or Robert Plant and Friends. You know what I mean? Right. Or they're going to have Rolling Stones Friday.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, of course, and they don't play anything outside of the hits.
Hey, look, it's Symphony for the Devil.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So they know. I couldn't tell you if a radio station is going to do Robert Plant and Friends. I wouldn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, I don't listen to that.
And more to the point, if you wanted to listen to Led Zeppelin all day, you would just fucking...
I would just play
on
it.
Your Winamp in a folder.
That's it.
And it would play all day.
So I couldn't tell you what promotion that the local station is playing. I couldn't tell you.
I don't even understand how people can do that anymore.
Well, but those are the people who are past a certain age.
Yeah, but we're past that age.
Yeah, but the thing is you and I are involved in the quote-unquote the business still.
Okay, but I'll take it to another medium. I'll take it to television. We're not involved in television, but neither one of us will put up with fucking regular TV.
I don't watch TV. I don't have TV. I cut my satellite almost 4 years ago.
And you don't miss it even an ounce.
Not a minute.
Dude, I literally am to the point now with mine, even with Hulu. Hulu, you don't have Hulu anymore.
I don't either. I tried it for about 2 months, and there just wasn't enough interest of their content to keep me...
Because you don't watch regular shows.
I don't care about it.
Yeah. I am to the point, I still watch quite a few regular shows, but now Hulu offered this last month, they put in a new offering. It's like $4 a month or something. And for an extra $4 a month, you can go with no commercials at all.
Okay.
You know, you just pay extra. And you know, I couldn't get to that fast enough. I could not push the button fast enough to get rid of the commercials because I want to watch everything like Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Sure.
Where there's nothing, where there's no, and especially going into fucking political season, nothing's going to make me happier than not seeing a single political commercial for this fucking 2015, 2016. Nothing's going to make me happier than that. You know, and that's, so now this is going to be the first year in forever that I can watch TV and not be annoyed.
Right.
By this guy used your budget to fucking buy farm animals to fuck.
Right.
Don't vote for him.
Sure.
He's bad.
Well, see here, this goes back to the consumer dollar thing.
Mm-hmm.
That, people don't pay, most people, I would say a majority of people don't pay attention to commercials.
Sure.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the way of getting you to pay for the commercial that you don't listen to.
Right. Sure.
And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes back to the dollar and everything that we do pays for everything. Because remember when you and I were younger and we went to, I don't know if you did or not, but periodically you might go to an amusement park.
Sure, absolutely.
Cedar Point, not being
Jog Lake or whatever.
Yeah, not being that far from your house.
Right.
Going to a Cedar Point or to a Geauga Lake, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Was the summertime pastime. You would go once or twice in the summer, and that was a big deal.
Dude, we'd go, yeah, absolutely. You went every summer.
Yeah, of course. Well, leading to this where the dollar pays for a lot of shit,
mm-hmm.
what did the amusement parks capitalize on where people would pay extra for?
Well, food for one.
Well, not that. That was always a constant.
What? Like what?
The Fast Pass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to wait in line if you have extra bucks.
Yeah,
you can get
an extra 20.
You get to be in the front of the line.
Right, I had a Fast Pass.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Always did.
So people go, well, you know what? Money talks.
Mm-hmm.
Money is the issue here. If you got extra bucks, you can go to the front of the line.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait in line with the rest of the peasants.
Dude, I'm always willing to pay more. I mean, almost, and I mean, thank God I have a little tiny bit of money where I can pay more.
Sure.
But I'm always willing to pay more for any of that stuff.
Right.
And especially even like with this TV thing right now, I'm most certainly willing to pay more not to be bothered.
Yeah, I don't have to listen to your dopey commercials.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, Hulu is as free as anything else. You can watch Hulu on a Chromecast, I believe. Without having an account.
I did. I watched a couple of shows last week on the Chromecast.
Yeah, and you don't have to even have an account, right?
Nope.
Or you have to have an account.
No, you don't even have to have an account.
Yeah, you just click on the Hulu thing on your phone or whatever, and you're watching.
Sure, and I did.
Yeah, so in theory, I could watch for nothing, but I choose to pay my whatever it is, $12 a month or whatever, to have no commercials and no interruptions and nobody fucking bothering me.
Right.
Because I don't want to see your fucking car commercial or your whatever, your political ad or whatever. So I love that. I'm all for, but I think I am the perfect model for what everybody that does online things wants. They want the guy that'll continually shovel money. And I'm that guy. I mean, I have Amazon Prime. I have Hulu. I have, what's the other one? Netflix.
Fucking elitist. That's what you are.
I'm a what?
You're an elitist.
Maybe I am, because fucking I do buy a lot of shit.
I hate you for being an elitist.
I do buy a lot of TV. That's for damn sure.
I hate you for it.
Well, just like when Sons of Anarchy was out, I bought the season. I bought the season pass off Amazon.
Right. Well, so I bought the season for Archer.
Yeah, and I bought the season for Better Call Saul when that was out.
Right.
Because it wasn't on Hulu or any of the other shit that I was doing. So I'm willing to spend money as long as I get what I want and it's uninterrupted. But I don't want to be, I'll just sound as elitist as I'm thinking I'm sounding. I don't want to be like the rest of the peasants that have to sit through the fucking commercials.
Yeah, I hate you for that.
Dude, you remember the last episode of Sons of Anarchy?
Yes.
And when the last episode of Sons was on, I knew I would have it the next morning. But you gave me a link to watch it that night.
Right. It was called Pudlocker.
Yeah, what Pudlocker.
Pudlocker.
And I watched just the first break of the show. And then it went to like 5.5 minutes of commercials.
Sure.
I was done. I was like, fuck this. I'll watch it tomorrow morning. And I did. I checked out and I watched it the next morning.
Look at Nathan from Kentucky. Check your privilege, Chris.
I'm flaunting my white privilege. I'm flaunting it. I don't work these 2 jobs, so I got to watch commercials like you fucking peasants.
Yeah, you faggots.
Yeah, you bitches. That's why I write books, to pay for this shit. It's not because I have anything creative to say. I just want to fucking get Netflix and Hulu without...
I just want to watch my TV unencumbered. God damn it.
Maybe you're a fucking peon that can stand NYPD Blue reruns with commercials, but not me, pal.
I want to watch TV with no commercials.
That's right. And if I got to write books to do it, God damn it, I am.
Fucking elitist.
I am, I guess.
I hate you.
Well, you and everybody else.
You and your white privilege.
That's right.
I don't care if you were burned in a fire. I hate you and your white privilege.
Hey, well, I'm not as white as I used to be because of those burns.
Right.
I'm more of a pinkish purple.
Exactly.
See, like a black pussy that's full of AIDS.
Exactly. I love it.
All right, so what are we talking about here? I don't know how we got off into this category.
I think it was funny, though. I love it.
Yeah, we do it.
I love it. My TV watching and my music listening, very very specific. And just the fact that services like Spotify or Amazon or Netflix or Hulu or whatever it is that you watch,
right,
is available. This is a day and age. This is such great multimedia entertainment. Can you imagine when we were children that all we had was 3 or 4 channels?
Yeah, it was so awful.
But now we can watch everything and anything you want.
Dude, do you see, and you probably don't because you don't watch regular TV, but they keep rebooting the same shit over and over again. Now I'll be the first one to admit. Now, did you watch in the day? Did you watch The Muppets?
No.
You didn't watch The Muppets?
I didn't have an interest in that, no. I know of it. I saw it. It was on Saturday nights, and they had the old guys, those old crotchety guys up in the
balcony.
Yeah, up in the balcony. I know about that. I saw it, but did I watch it on a regular basis? No.
See, I was of the age that I did. And that was like the family thing on like a Sunday night or whatever night it was.
I think it was Saturday, but yeah, but go ahead.
We would get together and we would sit around and we'd watch that show. Why? Because that's all there was. Now they're trying to reboot the Muppets now, and they're trying to give it like a dirty edge. I haven't watched it. I'm literally going by what I've heard on this because I have not watched it, honestly, not even a minute. But I've heard that they're trying to give it like a dirty edge. And I'm like, that's going to fail miserably because people don't watch TV like that anymore.
No, not anymore.
Dude, do you remember how like once a month they had like the big movie of the month on like ABC? The ABC Saturday night movie or whatever?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It was the movie of the week or something.
Yeah, and it was always like the Towering Inferno or the Poseidon Adventure or shit like that. But you would watch it because that was it.
Yeah, that was the excitement.
Yeah, there was either that or go play outside. That was your options. And really, it didn't even matter. Half the time, you only got to watch that kind of stuff if your old man would let you.
If it was child-friendly.
Yeah, well, it was all child-friendly back then. Remember, you used to do those horrible edits on TV shows?
Right.
You milky father! All those terrible edits that they would put in there. But my point is that what TV now could never exist then. Or more to the point, TV then could never exist now.
That's true.
TV then could never exist today because people don't even. I would argue that most people do not know, even if they watch a show. Like I watch quite a few shows that are on regular free TV. I still like American Crime. I like Law and Order SVU, Blue Bloods. I have several shows that I do watch weekly. Modern Family, blah blah blah. I have no idea what day or time any of those actually air.
Yeah, because you watch it on demand.
Yeah, I watch it whenever I want to watch it.
Right, of course.
You know, I can't even imagine, you know, like, you remember the old Happy Days. Did you watch Happy Days
Absolutely.
as a kid?
That was a weekly watch for everybody in my family, or at least me and my brothers and sisters.
For everybody that you knew, too. Then you go to school the next day and talk about what the Fonz
did. Did you see Fonzie jump those barrels?
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole shit. It was a happening. And it was like Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And I mean, if there was a show that your whole family was into, man, everything had to be done ahead of time. You'd eat dinner a little bit earlier so that you could get all the fucking dishes done.
Yeah, Thursday night was the Waltons.
Yeah, the Waltons, another one.
Yeah.
You know, everybody would do all that stuff now.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, now I can't even think. I cannot imagine that families sit down at all together and watch TV.
That's because of your white privilege.
Do you think that black folks do?
Black folks.
Do you think they do?
It's hard to say. Oh my God. What the hell is Demon putting in the chat room?
I don't know.
I want to see that.
Yeah, Demon, stop. I might bounce her out of there.